think it is a both and situation. I think sex positivity is important, and sex work has long been the oldest profession or whatever. Yeah, I don't think there's an easy answer to this question. I've actually done some research with a feminist organization, Femin, who is they protest topless. They started in Ukraine, and they started with their central focus really being on sex tourism and prostitution. I think the systems in which most sex workers labor are very much attached to patriarchy and oppression. And so it's hard to view existing versions of sex work as somehow outside of that. At the same time, though, it is a reality that this is something that some women choose to participate in. And so I think my focus in terms of sex work, or my perspective in terms of sex work, is that we have to approach it in a way that creates what Judith Butler calls livable lives for people right now, right here. And so if you are a sex worker, then I'm more concerned about how do we create healthy conditions and conditions of freedom and equality for you to work in, than how do we just outlaw, or worse yet, villainize the people who are involved. And so I think that we have to kind of treat both sides of an issue. So illegal sex trade, forcing of young girls into prostitution, and often women of color into prostitution, is an incredibly serious issue that we can't mitigate by saying, oh, well, some people choose this. But we also cannot flatten all forms of sex work into one. I'm not sure. I would not assume that there is a causal relationship between the two. The beauty standards and expectations we have as a society are proliferated largely through media, but also, of course, through our everyday interactions with other people. Like I mentioned, the interactions that parents have with their children, of course. And so we have this bombardment, though, of images from mass media, from social media, that I think are having an incredibly profound impact. And social media especially is really interesting because it is user generated, which makes it seem more like people are authentic or just doing themselves or embracing the power of their own sexuality, but it's not separate from those larger systems. My point then being that I don't think you can say that sex work is what causes the expectations of beauty that we have, but both sex work and expectations of beauty exist within larger systems of gendered oppressions which connect to race and class and the exchange of money. So that's one of the connections.